Hello and good evening. Today it is Sunday, December 28th, 2025. And for this video today, I want to talk about Canada's World Junior team in the 2026 World Junior Hockey Championship because there's a couple of things that I'm noticing that are concerning me a little bit. And when I say a little bit, honestly, I'm being rather modest when I say that because I got to tell you something. There's a couple of things that I have observed after, let's see, they've played 2 games now that I'm concerned about with Team Canada. So, before I go any further, I'm concerned that this could be the third, that this is about to be the third straight year in a row where Team Canada craps the bed at the World Junior Hockey Championship and chokes. Now, the biggest, most troubling observation I've had so far is that Canada was almost upset by Latvia for the second consecutive year in a row. Last year, Latvia defeated Canada, I believe, in a shootout, if I remember correctly. And if I'm wrong, correct me. But Canada lost to Latvia last year. This year, they defeated them by the skin of their teeth, 2-1 in overtime. Why is that concerning for me? Well, Finland just kicked their asses like 8-0 tonight. And for the past bunch of years, Canada has had no problem spanking Latvia every time they play them. In fact, it's been basically for so many years now, it has been a guaranteed 3 points for Canada every time they play Latvia. And this has been going on for so many years. But now, for the second year in a row, Latvia has been able to get Canada into overtime. Last year, Latvia won, and they won their first game ever against Canada. And just in the past couple of days as I'm filming this, they just about did it again for the second year in a row. I mean, if Latvia had a close game against Finland, okay, then yeah, Latvia, hell yeah to Latvia. They are that much better. But if Finland could not just defeat, but smoke Latvia 8-0, I think that's what the score was. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if Finland can blow out Latvia, because I know they did that, if Canada can't do the same, if they cannot reciprocate that type of performance like what the Finns did tonight, then we've got a problem. We've got a problem. I mean, kudos to Latvia for forcing Canada into overtime for the second year in a row. And don't mind the train in the background. I live near a train track. But yeah, I mean, what the hell's going on with Canada, man? The second year in a row that we've had to go to overtime against Latvia. I mean, thank goodness that Canada managed to actually win that game. I think they needed that. If they would have lost for the second year in a row to Latvia, let me tell you, folks, I most certainly think that the momentum on that team would shatter like glass. I think that because if Canada is able to actually even get a medal this year, it's because they won in overtime against Latvia. I mean, I'm not joking when I say that. I can't believe I'm saying this. And once again, kudos to Latvia for managing to almost upset Canada again. Credit should be given where it's due, at least in my opinion. You don't have to like what I say. You don't have to agree with me. But come on. Usually Latvia is a shoo-in to get their asses handed to them by Canada. Let's be real here. But for the second year in a row, they've managed to get Canada into overtime. Last year, they actually did the unthinkable and they beat us. Beat my country, Canada. But I mean, goodness me, man. I think there's a problem here. I don't know if the Canadian teams that they're bringing in every year are just too overconfident. They think, oh, well, we're just going to walk all over everybody because we're Canada. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of an overconfidence problem. But after 2 straight quarterfinal exits at the World Juniors, I'd like to believe that a lot of the young players and their and Hockey Canada and all the personnel and coaches and blah, blah, blah that put the teams together would have a little less confidence and a little bit more of an epiphany that, hey, we're not guaranteed to win this every year. I mean, I was hoping that after another quarterfinal exit last year, that Canada was going to be a little bit more conscientious of the fact that they're going to have to play a little bit better and not just assume that they're going to win against every opponent they play that's not the United States or Finland or the Czechs. I thought that they would be a little bit better than that. But, yeah. That is more than a little bit troubling. I mean, Finland, they pummeled Latvia. If Canada cannot do the same, there's a problem. A big problem. And now, I mean, I would be very surprised if Canada loses to Denmark. I hope that they don't, but at this rate, if they can't even beat Latvia in regulation, I mean, who's to say that the Danes can't beat Canada in some way, shape, or form? I mean, if Latvia can almost beat them for the second year in a row, why can't Denmark beat them? Sorry to sound like such a pessimist, but yeah, I'm concerned. As a Canadian, I mean, so I just checked the score. So Finland did defeat, and not just defeat, they smoked Latvia 8-0. Now, if that game was a close game, then I would give Canada the benefit of the doubt. What I mean by close game is if the Finland-Latvia game was like a 3-1 win for Finland, okay, I would give Canada a lot more of the benefit of the doubt. Now, yes, Latvia did play yesterday. I'll give Canada that, and Latvia would have obviously been tired, but still. If Finland is able to smoke Latvia, Canada should be at least able to win, like, I don't know, 3-1 or something in regulation against Latvia. I mean, at this point, I'm just grateful they didn't lose to them for the second year in a row. That, to me, is concerning. The other thing that I've noticed is that, at least in my opinion, for the second year in a row, it looks like the Canadian World Junior team has had some discipline issues, taking unnecessary penalties. I mean, you might be able to get away with that when you're winning like 8-0 against a country like Kazakhstan or something as an example. But you know what? When you start doing that against a team like the United States or Finland or the Czechs, it's a case of FAFO, which is an acronym that I'm not going to say it exactly because I don't want to use that. I don't want to use those words on this video in case kids are watching, but let's just say I'll word it like this. Hockey puck around and find out. If you're, let's be honest here. If you're about 12 or 13 years old and older, you'll know exactly what I'm referring to. Hopefully, you're at least 16 years of age or older, if you know what that means. But nowadays, with social media and that, I guarantee that even the kids know what FAFO means. I'm just in case there's like a 5 or 6 year old kid watching this video, I'm not going to use that acronym here. At least not exactly what it is, but anyway, you get my point. But yeah, I mean, if Canada is going to start taking stupid penalties, as soon as they're playing a team like the United States who has won back-to-back gold medals, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they win their third straight medal this year, to be honest. And if it's not them, I could see the Finns or the Czechs winning. I mean, the Czechs looked really good against Canada. I mean, Canada did a great job in that game against the Czechs. And then they play Latvia, and they beat them in overtime, which I'll take it over nothing. Believe that. But I really don't think that after all of these years that Canada should have such difficulty defeating Latvia. I really don't. Now, as I said earlier, I mean, if the Finns barely won their game against the Czechs and it was like a 4-2 victory or something, then I would be a hell of a lot more inclined to give Canada the benefit of the doubt. But if you can't even get a regulation win against a team that you have had years and years worth of landslide victories over, in my opinion, we've got a problem. That and the lack of discipline. A bunch of unnecessary penalties. You know, I just don't want to see Canada start going into a many year drought where they can't even win a lousy bronze medal. Because, I mean, our country produces overall most of the NHL players. Most of the greatest teams ever iced in the NHL are full of Canadian players. And, you know, obviously the other countries are getting better, and I want to acknowledge that, but I'm just saying that as a Canadian hockey fan, I've noticed it in the past couple of years that the Canadian teams that have been playing have just not been as good, and I find that troubling, especially when they're starting to get upset by countries such as Latvia. I mean, obviously, kudos to Latvia for defeating Canada for the first time last year and almost defeating them the other night as I'm filming this. But, you know, I have gone so many years, I've witnessed so many games where Canada has been in a situation where every time they play Latvia, the game is basically over before it's even started. And when I'm seeing Canada not able to even beat them in regulation for the second year in a row, when I see them taking really bad penalties, unnecessary ones, for the second year in a row, that's troubling to me. And I think that if you're a Canadian hockey fan, I mean, obviously these players are kids. So you don't want to put the weight of the world on them. You know, I wouldn't like it if the hockey fandom put the weight of the world on me. But what I'm saying is, the reason I'm making this video is because, you know, I'd be curious to hear what other Canadian hockey fans think, because to me, this is troubling. I usually, you know, have we maybe set the bar too high? I mean, I don't want to say no. I mean, I don't want to say yes, because Canada has such an amazing history of winning, or at least winning silver, or earning a silver medal or a bronze. I mean, I'm optimistic that Canada should be able to at least end their medal drought this year, but I don't know, man. I mean, when Canada can't even beat Latvia in regulation for the second year in a row, I'm not going to lie, man. I have my concerns. And I know one thing, if Canada takes a bunch of unnecessary penalties and is undisciplined, I mean, good luck beating a team like the US. Good luck beating Finland on New Year's Eve. And good luck playing the Czechs and beating them in the play or in the quarterfinals or the semifinals or the medal rounds. If Canada's stuck playing with them again, which I think is very possible. But anyway, do you think I'm wrong? Do you think is there anything that you disagree with? Do you think that I'm being a little bit too over the top in having concerns that Canada can't beat Latvia in regulation? Do you think that my concerns in this video are completely unreasonable or slightly unreasonable? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. But I don't know about you, but after seeing Canada almost lose to Latvia for the second year in a row and getting their win against them by the skin of their teeth in overtime, as a Canadian, I'm not going to lie, I'm concerned. And that's another thing. Do you think my expectations are too high? Feel free to comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But anyway, I know I've been talking for 16 minutes, but, you know, I just wanted to get my thoughts out there because after seeing Canada almost lose to Latvia again, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit more than concerned about this team. Anyway, until my next video, take care, and as always, bye for now.